the model designer is really a paradigm shift in how we think about building financial models and TCO models, business case models. And the reason it's a paradigm shift is because, number one, it's a graphically oriented approach to building models, which allows you to put models together very easily and see the logic and the flow of the models at a high level. But more importantly than that, Ray, the model designer is based on libraries, and libraries are components of things like servers or resources, which could be applications like, say, a packet core or a CU or a DU or any type of VNF, CNF, or application. And then there also are libraries of full-time equivalents or FTEs, basically, which are essentially people doing labor and the costs of labor. And there are many other libraries as well, which include services. And the basic idea here, Ray, is that with the model designer, you can use these libraries to put together very complex models literally in minutes. And the secret is two things. One is the graphical approach to how we lay these models out so you can see what they look like. Number two is libraries, where you can pull some fairly complex components out of the library and just think of them as sub-models. So, think of a Lego set where maybe you have a lot of little tiny Legos and you're putting them together in a big structure. But instead of doing that, you can build some substructures, maybe some pretty complicated substructures, and then you can just assemble those substructures. So with the libraries, it allows people to build models very quickly, to be able to see how the models work, and then have very, very rich output from those models. So the key is these libraries. And one of the things we bring to the table as ACG is not only the BAE software and the framework, but it's also these libraries and the data that we've collected over many, many years. And libraries are something that we continue to build. The other thing I should say about libraries is that we have generic libraries that are, basically anybody can use, but then we also build customer-specific libraries that are specific to individual customers, proprietary to those customers, and only available for those particular customers to use. And they have a lot of the proprietary data in them.
Okay. Why does the industry need model designer now?
Yeah, Ray. So, one thing that we've found as we talk to service providers, enterprises, and vendors is that they always need a business case. So there's been so much of the last 15, 20 years focused on technology. Let's move to the next technology. But technology without a business case really doesn't do you any good. And you really need to understand, if I'm going to spend millions or tens or hundreds of millions of dollars, how is this, improving my top line revenue? How's it improving my margin? And also, how does it compare with other options? So, this is easier said than done. So, nowadays, basically the approach is building these complicated spreadsheets, having armies of analysts, and then the spreadsheets get out of date, they could have bugs, there's all kinds of problems. So in order to answer these questions quickly, in order to have accurate data, also in order to model real networks. I mean, we can, with BAE and Model Designer, we can not only model a hypothetical network, we can model a real network. Where are the locations of the data centers? Where are the locations of the end users? Where are the locations of the cell sites? And really model a real network, which you cannot possibly do in Excel. So in order to answer these important questions, and in order for customers to transform their businesses and make the right economic decisions, they need accuracy and they need speed. And also they can't rely on experts. They need to have people who are subject matter experts, but they can't have to always have a modeling expert. And Model Designer basically allows a subject matter expert to essentially build complicated models without being a modeling expert, because all the modeling expertise is provided in the BAE. The data, the logic, and all that stuff is there, and it's very simple to put these models together.